Now, in any other stock, ever, any other court hearing, ever, anything else, right, other than AMC, other than GameStop, the glitches that happen, they don't happen anywhere else. They don't happen on any other stocks. This madness does not happen anywhere else, but retail is still delusional. A fire alarm, you literally cannot make this up. A fire alarm disrupted the AMC settlement hearing just 10 minutes in. We know that they have been trying to delay this thing, delay, and it seems as if they tried to get a postponement of this court hearing. And now that it's happening, what I can tell you right now is it's not looking good for the plaintiffs. A little bit of a shaky voice, trying to convince the judge that they have merit, that this is right, that that's right. And what's happening currently during the meeting is that the judge is taking it all in and then saying, yo, backtrack again, because I want to talk about this. This didn't make sense. This is what I'm hearing right now. Currently, it's happening as I'm making this video. And as many of you know, this cannot be live streamed. This cannot be recorded. They specifically told us that legally this cannot be put on YouTube or social media or whatever. Do not record, okay? Actually, you can see it down here. AMC court listen only, do not record. That's interesting. What is going on, guys? Audio Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Today, we have some juicy stuff to go over with AMC. So make sure to stay till the end of the video so you don't have to watch another update video here on YouTube. Without further ado, guys, let me know your thoughts on the lawsuit in the comments down below. Also, hit that subscribe button. Join us on this journey to financial freedom. And make sure to have post notifications on so when I do upload, you guys will get it right away. Now, to get this out of the way, the elephant in the room, the cost to borrow everybody is talking about is over 1,000% for an average, 1.01k, 1.06k for a max, and a minimum at 781%. So that minimum short seller dude that was borrowing at 80% is now paying 780% all of a sudden, even though apparently utilization has dropped, right? So again, take it with what you will. How much does it mean? How much does this data actually mean? It's on the fence, right? But the higher it is, the better. Even if it doesn't mean much, it does mean something, that it's moving in the right direction in favor of longs, in favor of retail who hold the stock. Speaking of holding the stock, we're going to get into that in a minute. But before we do, Brett Harrison from Citadel and FTX created fake GME token shares to short GameStop from $49 to $9. We went over this in the past. These tokens had zero cost to borrow, zero locate, and were never backed by real shares. This was confirmed a year ago, and despite unreal pressure from retail, no investigation. And we saw this back when we basically exposed FTX for it, and they said, yeah, it's backed 1-to-1, but it doesn't really do much except the fact that these tokenized shares trick the broker into thinking that they're real shares, therefore they can drop cost to borrow, drop price with unlimited supply. Now, what's interesting is GameStop wrapped Ethereum tokens have just been delisted. Is that why GameStop started rocketing not too long ago? GMEW ETH right here getting delisted, and then following this up, bankrupt FTX begins process to relaunch the exchange. What do you guys think about this in the comments down below? I found it pretty interesting that you have these timelines. Okay, they use this to short GameStop. GameStop finally starts rising at a much faster pace after it gets delisted, after the wrapped Ethereum gets delisted, and now FTX is coming back out and they're like, we're going to start up the exchange again. Guess what? They don't really care if they started up and it fails, right? Why would it work? Because everybody knows it was a scam. They don't care about that because as long as they can drop stock prices, that's all they really need. So according to this, institutions hold 383 million shares, which leaves 133 million shares left for 3.8 million retail holders, which equates to roughly 35 shares per retail investor. So according to this filing, it shows that 383 million shares are held by institutions, which would leave 133 million left for retail, which would also mean that Adam Aaron was wrong, that we don't own 70% of the float, or even 60% of the float, or even 50, 40, or 30. This would only leave a little amount for retail, and it would also mean that we only hold an average of 35 shares. And I know damn well I hold more than that, and you probably do too in the comments down below. So what this would mean is if they hold 383 million shares and we also hold about 70% of the float, then there are a hell of a lot more shares issued out there than that are actually issued, right? Basically, a ton of people, if not institutions, hold IOUs, and the only ones with legitimate shares are brokers and direct registration. Now, the box office has finally passed 2.6 billion, and we still have some time left in the second quarter, so this is absolutely nuts. The average per release now is 13.8 million, so the fundamentals for movie theaters are solid. The thesis that movie theaters are dead is absolutely not true, and this just proves it. Now, Al from Boston and Lou were wrong once again, according to Dave Murphy over on Twitter, and Terra officially under 10% ownership, which means no hostile takeover happening. So those 30-minute videos you watch, those 5-minute videos you watch day in and day out talking about a hostile takeover, it's not happening, and this is why I didn't waste too much time on it. Now, before we move on and get into the charts, guys, make sure to join the Discord so you guys get my trades as soon as I take them. Plus, we talk stocks all day long with almost 500 of the most amazing people in there. Plus, we have options, trading alerts, and more. And it's also probably the cheapest Discord you will find, and you will not regret it. So please, guys, that link is right under the video as well as pinned in the top comment. Also, guys, the last day to do it, if you guys want up to 17 free stocks, you probably heard me say it before, use my link, download Moomoo, make a deposit. If you deposit $100 or more, you're getting $100 back, so $200 that you can withdraw, plus 5 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock, and a free guaranteed C3 AI stock. And the more you deposit, you can get up to a free Tesla or Google stock. So make sure to go do that, guys. Today is the last day. It takes 2 minutes to do so. Now take a look at the earnings cycle that we have had drawn out for AMC. We didn't realize that this is potentially just another cycle that we have been playing into for AMC, and it looks very, very similar. And this would also mean that we reached a low. We got this gap up, and we are going to gap up a little bit further before playing out another cycle. Now, this does play very, very closely, and what I want you to note is the end of the blue cycle, where we see these random gaps. This also shows that we could be in the same position. We saw the gap right here. You go back to the cycle start. You saw the gap right here. This is basically the same gap up that we have had now. You go back to a previous cycle beginning, and you see the gap again. We are playing through these cycles just a little bit different every single time. But notice the last 3 cycles, we have been pinned at a bottom of $3.80. It seems as if they can't really push it much lower. So as soon as a catalyst hits, AMC will make its move. And in my opinion, this is not a bad time to load up on calls a little bit far out for AMC, as there is not much more room for them to drop this thing even lower. Currently down 3.63%, probably trying to scare us off with the meeting, with the settlement. Just be prepared if another cycle does decide to play out. That would mean there is some sort of delay. In my opinion, the catalyst right now is the lawsuit, which could trigger this point of interest, this green cycle that we are going to enter into. Overall, that is my quick outlook on AMC's chart. As for GameStop, we're trading at $25.30. We closed over this gap level, and now we are basing off of it. Plus, GameStop increased on volume on the green day. So honestly, it's looking really, really good. I would watch for another fill or a rejection right around $26, $26.15. I would watch GameStop climb up to there before getting smacked back to the downside. With that being said, that also brings me to my SPY outlook. I did enter puts yesterday, risky ones. I definitely stated in Discord that I wasn't confident about this, but I would still watch that gap fill up to about 439 before the SPY comes back and sells off, breaks back below $431. In my opinion, I think this is going to happen over the next week. That is why I have 1 week out expiration for the SPY puts. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Right when I click off of this, I'm going to edit, upload, of course, and I'm also going to listen back into the call, and I will update you on any news that I have. I love you all. Lottery Socks out.